Hello to you beautiful people. My name is Noa Lakshmi and I'm here to elevate humanity for a better world. And thank you so much for joining me. Indeed, one by one, we are doing this together. If you are a returning viewer to my channel, thank you so much for coming back. I so appreciate the support and so glad that you are finding value in these videos. If you are new to my channel and new to my videos, then welcome. So happy you are here. So happy you found my videos. And if you'd like to know more about me and the work that I do in the world, you can check out other videos and also check out my website, noalakshmi.com. I will talk about that a little bit later at the end of the video. But for now, we're going to dive in into what's happening, what has been happening, what are we heading towards this week and the following week, now that I'm making these videos once every 2 weeks and not every week, once a week. And there's indeed so much going on, and I always like to say that I use astrology as a tool that helps us to navigate through this experience that we call life, and that the cosmos, what we see out there, is not so much out there, but really is a reflection of what's occurring for us individually and collectively, what's occurring in our consciousness. And the cosmos help us see and track the evolution, the natural evolution that is occurring and what is living inside of us. And we can learn a lot, and we can really use these natural cycles, because ultimately that's what it is, the natural cycles of life, that the more we can connect to that, the more in sync we are with the natural flow of life. And so that's just a little bit about my astrology, the way I approach astrology, and what these videos are all about. So it's much more than just astrology, but I use astrology as the tool, like I said. But oh boy, we just gonna go right into it. And yeah, you've been hearing, I'm sure, me and other astrologers talking about this. There's so much going on right now as we are, and we just exiting the month of August, and August was so full and so rich and quite intense, and we're writing now the after effect of the eclipses that we had in August. We had a lunar eclipse at the beginning of August, and we just had the solar eclipse on the 21st. For those of you that did get to watch the full thing, I was here in Oregon. I'm still here in Oregon watching the entire eclipse happening, and it's by far the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen a lot of beautiful things. The actual sight, the visual of the eclipse, set aside astrologically, and the energy that was part of the eclipse, just watching the eclipse itself is truly, it was so magnificent. And those of you that got to experience it, I hope that you had, I'm sure you had an amazing experience as well. But going back to the astrology, yeah, that eclipse that we had on the 21st activated and opened up a lot. And I talked about it in my last video, explaining that the eclipses, when they occur, when they take place, that day itself was very significant, but it's really what unfolds in the weeks after the eclipse. 3 months after the eclipse is really very significant. So we're looking at now, from now until pretty much November and into the end of the year, and then even 6 months after the eclipse, we're going to experience whatever it is that opened up for you individually, whatever opened up for us collectively as humanity. And the following week, in a couple of weeks, it's been almost 2 weeks now, it's, after the eclipse, there's definitely a lot that has been stirred up. And I'm going to talk about that quite a bit today. What are we experiencing? What are we experiencing here now in the first week of September? And then going into the second week of September, and we're going to have a full moon, which is it's full moon is always a completion. So a lot of what you experienced on the eclipse, what opened up for you, what got stirred up inside of you, that was the new moon. And a lot of that is going to come into illumination and perhaps a better understanding, maybe clicking into place, more clarity on the full moon, on this culmination, fullness of things. And there has been a little bit of confusion, I would say, maybe kind of, I like to call it the twilight zone of life. Things haven't been super clear, although there's so much that is new to us now, that has entered into our lives, and a clear sense of direction. The details haven't been super solid and quite in place. We are in Mercury retrograde time season, which is a very interesting factor to consider, that we had this eclipse during Mercury in retrograde, and Mercury in retrograde in its own sign, Virgo. So there's definitely an emphasis on paying attention to details and rethinking the details of your life, rethinking the way you view life, the way you do things, reviewing and rethinking the way you communicate, the way you exchange information. There's a lot of reviewing and reevaluating and rethinking with Mercury retrograde, and especially in Virgo, it is the close attention to details, the details of your life, what needs to be adjusted. It's not so much, especially with Virgo, Mercury and retrograding in Virgo, it's not so much about huge changes, because those huge changes are definitely coming and they're already occurring. I'm sure really big changes within you. And the Mercury in retrograde in Virgo is asking us to make the necessary adjustments, and those don't have to be big. It's looking at your life and what can be adjusted, what can be refined. You know, with Virgo, is very much of adjustment and refinement and perfecting. And it doesn't have to be huge, though. It's those little details. It's the day-to-day life. What is it in your life that needs to be adjusted? The day-to-day, the routine, just the details, you know, not the huge stuff. So that might have brought some discomfort for many of you, because we are looking at things that need to change on a daily basis, things that need to be adjusted. But that's very important to implement if you really want to achieve those big changes in your life, whatever it may be. You can just sit on your ass and, okay, I'm just going to wait until this change is going to occur, is going to happen. Like, if you have a clear vision of what needs to change in your life, maybe it's your lifestyle, maybe it's a new job, maybe it's your relationships, maybe it's one specific relationship, maybe it's your routine, again, your day-to-day routine, depending on how big the change is. But no matter how big it is, really, it's really important that you start implementing the little things that you can implement right now that are moving you towards those bigger changes. Let's say you want to change location altogether, you really want to change your lifestyle in a very radical way. Do the little steps, make the little adjustments that take you from point A to point B. And now Mercury went back into Leo on the 31st. So we ended August with Mercury retrograding back into Leo, and that's very significant. And there's more significance to that I'm going to speak about. I'm going to speak in a moment. Any time that a planet goes retrograde back into the previous sign, it tells us there's something still here in this sign, whatever this sign represents, that we need to look at again. And with Mercury, we need to rethink. We need to understand. There's an opportunity for a deeper understanding. Mercury going back into Leo is the opportunity to understand deeper your own heart, to understand what it is that your heart desires, to really understand what it is that brings you alive, to really understand what is it that brings you joy, that brings you this childlike energy into your life, and truly understand that, and to truly look at that, and to pay attention and the details in your life that maybe are not aligned with that, the details in your life that are not aligned with your highest joy, that are not aligned with your heart, that are not aligned with your childlike attitude to life, with playfulness, with truly embracing life with your heart, not logically. Mercury going back into Leo, it's actually bringing, because it's not about it's not that the heart is better than the logic. We need both. But let yourself be guided by your heart and then bring your logic into it rather than the opposite. And Mercury going back into Leo, it is that great opportunity for a better understanding, for a deeper understanding of your own heart and your own heart's desires. And so much of the eclipse was around that, to fully open up and bring into alignment yourself and what really brings you joy. And now we're starting to perhaps formulate a plan, a good plan, and how am I going to get there? So today, exactly today is Saturday, the 2nd of August. Mars and Mercury are conjuncting. This is a very, I wouldn't say rare conjunction, but it doesn't happen very often. Mercury is really fast. It moves a lot quicker than Mars. The fact that the both of them are joining together in Leo, and not only that, they are joining together in Leo at the exact same degree where the eclipse occurred, the solar eclipse that occurred on the 21st of August. I like to say this, no coincidences when it comes to the cosmos. This is God talking to us. Mars and Mercury meeting on the exact point where the eclipse occurred, 28-degree Leo, which is a very powerful degree of Leo, and right on the star of Regulus, and Regulus is the heart of the lion, the constellation of Leo. All of those factors coming together. So all that opened up in the eclipse. And maybe you've been feeling this like, okay, I'm not quite sure what's going on. Things are being things are dissolving, things are being morphed, maybe not fully formed, and that can cause some confusion. Feeling like I said earlier, walking in this twilight zone, not quite sure what's happening. This is all part of this great plan that the eclipse opened up for us. And Mars and Mercury now conjoining in that same spot. Mercury is bringing again more of an understanding. Well, what actually happened? Where am I going? All these openings that I'm feeling within me, this sense of direction, this clarity, knowing what my heart really desires, what my heart really wants, where I want to go, what I need to adjust, better understanding, looking at things in a different perspective, because Mercury has been going retrograde. So now coming back to Leo, there's a different perspective that you might be looking at things, be looking at your life, looking at your values, again, what it is that you desire, what brings you joy, what brings you peace, what allows you to really express yourself fully and authentically. That's what Leo is all about. Better understanding, and with Mars there, okay, what is the action? The courageous action, understanding with Mercury coming to meet Mars in a retrograding motion, understanding, okay, this is what I need to do. This is the action that I need to take. With Mars being in Leo, we're still riding this beautiful, beautiful wave of energy of courage, of bravery. Now, Mars is the warrior. In Leo, it's a very brave, confident, assertive warrior that knows what to do, that knows that needs to take action. And with Mercury coming back to meet it in the retrograde motion is also clarity, is also not just taking action, but taking action that is backed up by a good plan. That is still, you are motivated by your heart. Okay, this is my heart desire. Now let me form a plan. That's where the logic comes in place. Let me form a plan that pays attention to the details of my life, and that this plan is to move me in the direction of my heart's desires. Mercury meeting Mars in that exact point of the eclipse is a really incredible and powerful opportunity for you to move forward, to take confident actions in your life. And also be aware that those two meeting together can bring about some fiery realizations, maybe fiery decisions. It can bring about some fiery communication. So if you have been feeling a lot inside of you, being stirred up inside of you, just pay attention that you don't take it out on people in your life and relationships, because it is a configuration that can bring about some of this fiery elements of communication, of exchange, just within yourself, because Mercury is still in retrograde. So we all been feeling this like, oh my goodness, is this gonna end? You know, there's a little bit of that because the intensity has been on such high volume in the last few weeks and just this past month. Okay, so this is what is occurring right now. And then in a few days, so we're looking at a very two important days coming in the first week of September here on the 5th. Mars is going into Virgo. So that's going to bring us a lot of grounded energy. Mars is moving into an earth sign. It's a very productive energy. So you're going to feel the momentum coming back online, being productive, not only having the clarity of where to go, what my heart desires, but to be productive with your actions, with your direction. And it's really amazing that on the 5th, two things, big things are happening. Mars is going into Virgo only 3 hours before Mercury goes direct. And Mercury is stations it's going to station on the exact degree of the eclipse. So they're conjoining today, Mars and Mercury, and then Mercury is going to stop and get ready to go direct. And it's stopping right on the exact degree of the eclipse. So again, that deep understanding of your heart desires, of who you are, of your authentic expression, of your truth, your authentic truth that is coming from your heart. Allow yourself to really go there and to understand who you are on a deeper level, what it is that you need to do to bring about this beautiful expression of yours into the world, and go ahead and do that and communicate that and express that. Mercury stopping on that degree, 28 degrees of Leo, on the Regulus star. The confidence to speak, the confidence to really express yourself, the confidence to communicate from your heart all that you need to communicate. This eclipse was a real activation for that, a real portal for that. And now it's the opportunity to step more fully into it because you understand more of that truth of yours, of that expression of yours, of that is authentic expression of yours, understanding your heart in a different way. And those are very important elements all coming together. And then we've got Mars moving into Virgo on that day to give us the grounded energy that we need and the purity. You know, Virgo is the purity to perfect, to purify all that we need to perfect and purify in order for all that forward movement to take place in the most aligned way that we can that we want. So we are entering this Virgo season, which is a lot more grounded with all this Leo fire energy that we've been experiencing. Moving into Virgo is the purification, is the perfection, it's the grounded energy. It's to really connect with our bodies, with our earth, to feel grounded in the actions that we take and in the plans that we form in this forward direction movement. And now the day after all that is happening, we're having the full moon. The full moon is happening in Pisces. September 6th, 12:03 a.m. Pacific time, so midnight, the night between the 5th and the 6th. Other places in the world, it's going to be on the 6th, and it's going to be a full moon that is conjuncting Neptune. And we've been feeling the effects of Neptune in the last few weeks here, with Mercury opposing Neptune, and which has brought some maybe confusion, maybe some delusion, maybe living in fantasy world. So here's the thing about Neptune, and I want to touch about those two aspects with this full moon happening. The higher expression of Neptune with the full moon happening right there, conjoining Neptune, is is the opportunity to go higher and to expand and to really live the life of your dreams and to really connect to life in a very deep spiritual way, to illuminate that spiritual connection that you have with all of life. Neptune is higher realms. It's beyond this reality, really. And it's and with this full moon happening on Neptune, the sun is in Virgo, is really combining the two, is combining this reality with higher realm, is combining all the downloads, all this spiritual inspiration that you've been feeling, all this inspiration that has been coming to you, and combining that with your day-to-day life, with this reality, to bring all this inspiration and all this Neptunian energy into reality, and creating your dreams and give form to what it is that you inspire to do, to bring form into what it is that you envision, to all of your visions, to all of your dreams, and illuminating. That's what I said. That's the illumination point of what took place at the eclipse on the 21st of August. Now, the downside of full moon conjoining Neptune is getting caught up in illusion and delusions and too much fantasy world, not enough of reality. Like, you've got to be grounded in order to live your dreams. Like I said earlier, you can't just sit there waiting for the dreams to come true. What are the action steps? What are the adjustments that need to take? Be courageous enough, be brave enough to make those adjustments, to make those changes to your life, whatever the changes are whatever the necessary changes that you are looking to implement in your life. And Neptune is also, let me just check out. I don't want to be in this reality. It's too hard. It's too tough. All these changes. And then we just want to check out and be too passive. So I want to encourage you not to be passive right now, but to stay in this grounded energy and grounded action steps that you need to take to move forward. And this full moon is a beautiful opportunity to illuminate all that and to bring into fruition, to bring into fullness all of that is living in your heart, that is so true for you, that is so important to you, that you value. So a lot is in motions, a lot is changing. Mercury is going to go into Virgo on the 9th, a few days after the full moon, more grounded energy. Mercury is going to be out of retrograde already, and in a couple of weeks it's going to come out of shadow. So there's more movement, definitely. Things are moving, there's momentum, and grounded momentum. So that's very, very, very important, that we are experiencing, or so we're going to start to experience more groundedness and being rooted in this reality, but not getting lost in this reality, but staying inspired, staying connected to God, staying connected to this great flow of life, and using that connection, or bringing that connection into right here, right now, into your life, into this physical reality, into, again, bringing into form. This is your time right now to bring into form your dreams, your inspirations, your heart desires. And it's a beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. There's a lot changing, there's a lot shifting for us individually and as a collective, and we do need to stay grounded, we do need to stay centered within ourselves, to be healthy, to take care of ourselves, to stay here, to not check out, because we need each other. We need each other, and we need each other to stay on point and to stay focused and to be diligent with your own sense of truth, with your own life, and to be fulfilled. We all need to be fulfilled, and this is what the eclipse brought about. Like, what makes me feel fulfilled? What fulfills me? Where am I experiencing perhaps lack of fulfillment? What needs to be adjusted in order for that fulfillment, this true fulfillment from within, not depending on external sources, but the fulfillment from within. What needs to be adjusted in order for that fulfillment to really be anchored into your life, into your being, to be grounded in you, and then you move about your life from that sense of passion and fulfillment. Just imagine that for yourself. What is it that needs to be adjusted? And this is the time for you to understand it deeply, and to take action. So yes, that is all I have for you for this time. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. If you are loving this video and other videos, then please subscribe to my channel, and please share this video with those that you feel may benefit from this message. If you would like to know more about me and the work that I do in the world, then please check out my website, noalakshmi.com. And most importantly, I just released a few weeks ago my book here, Master Your Life with Love. And if you'd like to know more about this book, then please check the link down below. You can purchase this on Amazon or on Kindle. And it's about how to master your life with love and really creating the most amazing, fulfilling relationship with yourself, how to take your life to the next level by creating this fulfilling relationship with yourself and loving yourself like you've never loved before. And what is the impact that that has, not just on your own life, but on the world at large. So Master Your Life with Love on Amazon and Kindle. Check out the link down below. Again, subscribe to my channel. Find me on Facebook. I've got my page, Noa Lakshmi. And check out my website, noalakshmi.com. I would love to hear from you. Sending you so much love and so much light. Stay awesome, stay beautiful. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful weekend. Sat Nam.